Mr. Secretary, honorable delegates of the comic book industry, for many years I've been known to you all as a visitor. So I've been on many adventures and seen the ups and downs of this entire industry. But I come before you today because after reading Superman Up in the Sky by Tom King, I can no longer stand idly by and watch as the Superman legacy falls to possible destruction. So I've decided today that I'm going to do what everyone may be unwilling or unable to do. Effective immediately, I'm going to rid the world of all Tom King Superman books.
Welcome to Joe's Geek Show, the video series of We Talk Comics and Superman Up in the Sky, issue number 1. Written by Tom King with art by Andy Kubert, inks by Sandra Hope, colors by Brad Anderson, and letters by Clayton Cowles. Superman Up in the Sky is Tom King's attempt to tackle a story about the Man of Steel. And this is a book that I actually had to read a couple of times because as I was reading it the first time, it was a little hard to wrap my mind around, especially when it came to the second part of this book. And also in that, I wasn't sure how to feel about it. I mean, in all reality, I still don't know exactly how to feel about it, but let me try to break it down a little bit. So Batman calls Superman because there's been, well, a murder in Gotham City. Surprise there. And we have 2 parents dead and 2 girls, one in the hospital, one missing. And even though this is on Batman's turf and in his territory, there are certain elements about the case where Batman thinks, okay, I should tell Superman to come and check it out. Which of course Superman happily obliges. He heads to the hospital, talks to the girl, she mentions that her sister was taken by a spaceman, which is the real kickoff point of part 1 because this particular comic is broken down into 2 different parts. And across the first part, Superman's doing his superhero things. He's taking down monsters, saving planes, all the while being challenged with the question, should he go and save this girl wherever she is, or even attempt to find her? Because in the whole grand scheme of things, Superman protects the planet Earth. Like, he goes not just to Metropolis, but he's here, there. He is everywhere. And is stuck in the dilemma of, is this one girl important enough for me to leave the planet and essentially leave it unprotected, even though, you know, we do have the Justice League. And after talking with so many people about it, from Wonder Woman to Green Lantern to Pa Kent, Superman decides, okay, he's gonna go give it a shot, which brings us into the second part of the story, where he goes to a planet, gets some needles in his head, and we enter this really bizarre dream sequence, where in this sequence, Superman is essentially, he's a manic depressive. Some kid jumps off a building thinking he can fly, Superman blames himself, I'm gonna be done being Superman, and then comes out of the dream sequence thinking, all right, cool, let's find this girl, and blasts off into the sky. And I will admit, this book actually does have a lot going for it. I think that the art by Andy Kubert is really good. I love the colors of Brad Anderson. So, I mean, in the artwork as a whole, I think it is a very good looking book. I also like how over the course of the first part of this story, we are really talking about Superman and his importance to the world, and how a lot of the times the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Because really, if he just stops and helps one random person while Brainiac is just tearing up a city, well, yeah, he saves one, but hundreds or potentially thousands of other people could die in the process. And especially now since we have a scenario where he's gonna need to go completely off-world. Even though he's done that plenty of times before too in past comic books with no problem. But damn it, these questions are important. And then we get into the stuff that I didn't really care for too much. Mostly being that the book is, at least for me, it was paced really awfully. I mean, the book just dragged on and on and on. And every few pages, I would be sitting there, you know, like bing, 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 going through, counting how many pages are left, because I kind of wanted to just be done with it. And even though this book is better than a lot of Tom King's other Batman stories, there were certain elements of the story where it was kind of creeping in my mind as if I was reading Batman. And well, other Tom King stories, like Superman in the Dream World getting really depressed, wanting to stop being Superman. And in the grand scheme of things, I just didn't have fun reading it. Now, I know not all Superman books have to be bright, colorful, sunny, and fun, but they should at least leave me entertained, and in the end of this book, I just was not entertained at all. And considering all of the interesting ideas and concepts, I was kind of hoping I was gonna like the book more than I did, as I'm sure there are probably a ton of people out there that read this book and actually did like it. I mean, heck, you might even like it. And at the end of the day, I'm going to say that Superman Up in the Sky issue number 1 gets the OK bronze medal. So Superman Up in the Sky issue number 1, did you read this book? I would love to know your thoughts. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. And if you like this video, I'd love it if you smash that like button, share it with some friends, and if you want to see more comic book content and you're not subscribed, well, consider subscribing, hitting that notification bell. Alright, take care, have a great day, and as always, stay geeky.